Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joshua Arce, Joshua Reviews, Movies, and More, and today we have a DC update. I am so sorry it's been so long. I've been so busy. Obviously, Marvel has been catching my attention recently with the recent casting of Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom, and so many things coming out from, D23 and San Diego Comic-Con over the past few weeks, and just Marvel news in general. But we've gotten some interesting DC news over the past week. I am so glad I'm here to share it with you all. Some of you may have already heard this news, some of you may have not, but we're gonna go ahead and get into it, so please make sure to scroll down below and subscribe, leave a like on the video, comment down below your favorite piece of news, give your opinion on it, share this with your friends and family. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, Green Lantern is a character that has been sort of put on the sidelines from Warner Brothers and DC ever since Ryan Reynolds took on the role. Hal Jordan sort of became a joke right then and there with that movie. But with James Gunn's new DCU, we are finally getting Green Lantern related projects, and we actually have some casting news in regards to lanterns. So, hey everyone, I just wanted to chime in here real quick and say that this is indeed an old video. So all the news that you see in this video is indeed old news. I am so incredibly sorry for taking this long to get out a DC update. I've been so consumed with other things going on in my personal life. Matthew McConaughey and Josh Brolin are indeed out as Green Lantern. They have declined the role. So everything that you see from here on going forward is indeed old news. I am so incredibly sorry. I hope you all can forgive me. Enjoy the rest of the video. Just him being sidelined, it doesn't feel right to me, because we haven't had a live-action Green Lantern project since Ryan Reynolds took on the role. And for him to be just as old as Superman is just weird to me, because one, that's not how it is in the comics, and two, it just shouldn't be the case. Like, he shouldn't be that old. I get it if you want to make him maybe 2 or 3 years older than Jon Stewart. That's fine. That's great. Make him the young apprentice and Hal Jordan be the mentor. That's cool. But don't make him like 50 years old. That's just weird. And just, it doesn't make sense to me. And quite honestly, I don't think it ever will. In other news regarding to Green Lantern, Matthew McConaughey and Ewan McGregor are also in the mix for Hal Jordan, if Josh Brolin declines. Again, why are we making him so old? I don't know. Chris Pine and Timothy Olyphant are also on the shortlist for Hal Jordan and Lanterns. I personally would really love to see Chris Pine take on the role, but I think it would probably be confusing for some fans, considering he was already in the DCEU and the Wonder Woman movies. And all of this is coming from Nexus Point News. So we're just gonna have to wait and see if it comes out as true. We're gonna have to wait and see if Josh Brolin comes out and accepts it, or if he'll deny it, because I really want to see Chris Pine take on the role, but we're just going to have to wait and see. In other news, we have some Superman news. So, someone who has seen the dailies for Superman was beyond impressed. This was coming from Big Screen Leaks on Twitter. I think that if Gunn needs to do this movie, it needs to be something that'll blow audiences away. So hearing this gives me some hope for the movie. We know what he can do with the Guardians of the Galaxy. We know what he can do with taking these ensemble characters and sort of giving a story to them and making them feel like a family. But how he's going to approach one character, Superman, and how he's going to really take that and make it his own is really going to be interesting to me, because with Zack Snyder, he only focused on Superman. That was a Superman-focused story. But in the DCU, it seems as if it's going to be an ensemble movie once again, with the likes of, Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, Eddie Cathegi's Mr. Terrific. Just so many characters in that movie. So how they're going to tackle Superman is really going to be interesting to me. Daniel RPK also came out and said that James Gunn's Superman is a complete shift to hardcore sci-fi and fantasy. Now, I felt as if The Man of Steel got pretty fantastical. You know, like, we literally opened the movie with Jor-El riding a dragon. Like, this is something that we've already seen in DC movies before. So, how it's going to be hardcore sci-fi and fantasy is going to be really interesting to me. We're going to see how it plays out. It's set in a world very different from ours and far removed from the DCEU. It's said that it is the polar opposite of Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, which I love Man of Steel, but I know a lot of other people don't, so I think that'll probably please the fandom a little bit. Heroes have been around for ages, and we'll see how it affects this world's history. Again, we're already going into this DC universe, having already been established. There's a lot of heroes. We're going to see how it sort of fits together. But we'll just have to wait and see on that. The first trailer for Superman is speculated to drop February 9th, 2025 at the Super Bowl. Now, since we are only a few months away from Superman releasing, I think, and since they've been doing, shooting all this footage and editing it as they're filming, they surely have footage to put a trailer together. And I would like to see a trailer released now, like right now. I would want to be doing a trailer reaction right now, but unfortunately I can't because it's not anywhere near to be coming out yet. So I think if they're going to, drop this trailer, the Super Bowl is probably the best way to do it. But I want to see it tagged alongside Joker 2. I want to go into the theater and see the Superman trailer be playing on the screen before I watch Joker 2. I think since a lot of people are going to probably go see Joker 2, and we're going to talk about Joker 2 here in a second, I think it'll be a great way to market the movie. So we're just going to have to wait and see when they're going to drop that trailer. But David Cornsweet came out and talked about his daily calorie intake for bulking up for Superman. He said, when I was bulking somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 calories per day, it's not fun. I don't recommend it unless you have a reason to gain 38 pounds in 4 months. Listen, the man got absolutely huge. What I don't like about the Superman suit is that it's not built for David. You can see all the wrinkles. With Cavill's suit, it was tight-fitted. It actually fit Henry. But for Cornsweet's suit, it's just a lot more loose, It's not actually showing the amount of work he put in. So I just think that's a really big mistake from Gunn to make the suit like that. We're just going to have to wait and see how it comes out in the movie. They're obviously going to have to fix a lot of it in post because of how much it wrinkles. But we're just going to have to wait and see on that. Superman, the Christopher Reeves story, has officially won the 2024 Hamptons Film Summer Doc Series Audience Award. Past Summer Doc Series winners have won an award Academy for Best Documentary Feature Film. I think that it is so unbelievably cool that we're still honoring Christopher Reeves all the way up until now to present day. I think I'm definitely going to be seeing this movie when it comes out in theaters, hopefully. And I'll have a review as soon as I get back. But look, I'm really, really happy that audiences are liking this movie, and I hope that I will too. Moving on, we have some cool Superman fan art, and you can see here that it's without the trunks. And I think that if they would have gone with this suit, I would have liked it a lot better. I really didn't want trunks. I made it very obvious here on this channel that I was not a fan of trunks, because if you're going to put Superman in a live-action movie, you have to make it a bit more grounded, right? Which is why I like Man of Steel so much. But if you're going to put trunks on him, it's just going to take me out of the movie. So I think that this Superman art is really, really cool. I don't remember who did it, but whoever did a really, really good job. And I'm just excited to see how the suit's going to look in the movie and see if it'll win me over. But judging based off the set leaks, it hasn't really done anything for me. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Anyway, we're going to move on to some Creature Commandos news, which is we have our first official looks at Creature Commandos coming from James Gunn and Entertainment Weekly. And those will be popping up on screen now. And we also have the first official poster for the show, which I think, looks interesting. And James Gunn also came out and made a quote in regards to Creature Commandos. So I'm going to flip my page here, because I am reading off a script, and we're going to take a look at that. James Gunn describes Creature Commandos as Guardians of the Galaxy, but without the sentimentality. He said the Guardians are really good characters at their heart, and that just isn't necessarily the case with the creatures. I think if Gunn is going to continue to compare everything with the Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't think I want it. Because with DC, and the reason as to why I liked the Snyderverse so much was because it was refreshing from the MCU. If Gunn is just going to take this universe and make it the MCU 2.0, I genuinely don't want it. Like, this is not something that I'm interested in. I want to see something unique, and if he's just going to make everything an ensemble project, then I don't really know if I want it. Because I want movies to have one solar focus, and that is on one character, and I don't really know how Gunn is going to do that with Superman, because there's so many other characters in that movie. So we're just going to have to wait and see on how that plays out. But, listen, I'm not particularly excited for Creature Commandos, especially all the things that Frank Grillo has said about the show, that it should have been X-rated, that it just seems weird to me, for this to be the start of a DC universe, by the way, that's supposed to be targeted towards kids, but you're coming out with an X-rated project. It's just weird to me. I don't really know if I like that. But James Gunn also came out and said that it is a perfect appetizer before Superman, which gets me even more nervous. He said, Superman is the true start of everything. This is a way for people to just take a little nibble and see what it tastes like. There are a lot of fun references to other DC stuff, a bunch of hints for things that are coming. Again, why are we, starting out this universe with Creature Commandos if it's not really the start of everything? Again, just really, really, really weird. Just start the DCU with Superman. Just have that be the first movie to come out. Why they're putting all the focus on Creature Commandos as the first project, I have no idea. But, who knows? Anyway, we're gonna move on to some other DC news. So Jay Courtney, who played, Captain Boomerang in David Ayers' Suicide Squad, said that he wants to return in the DCU as Captain Boomerang, and I would really like to see that. I thought he fit the character pretty well. I would like to see him done a bit more with justice. And obviously, I think we would have gotten that with the Ayer cut, but obviously we're not close to getting that right now, and I really would want to see that happening. But I would really want to see him, return. Luca, and I'm sorry if I butchered this name, Luca Guadagnino is set to direct a Sergeant Rock movie, I guess, at DC Studios with Justin Kuritsky's penning the script. This is coming from Nexus Point News. Again, I think if we're just going to go the weird route, I don't really know if I want it. I want to see Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. I want to see the Trinity, right? We're going to get that with Zack Snyder at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and we were going to get more of it. Zack even said that after Zack Snyder's Justice League, 2 and 3, that he would have wanted to do a World's Finest movie, a true adaptation of it, but we never got it. So, why we're doing a Sergeant Rock movie is just weird to me. Hopefully, it'll be good. That way I can get on board with it. I just have to see more about it, but I'm keeping my hopes up. We have some Joker 2 posters, including the IMAX poster. I don't really know if I'm going to go see this movie. I didn't see the first one. Obviously, I want to go support all things DC, but I'm just not going to go watch something that I'm not particularly interested in. I didn't go see the first one, so I'm probably going to skip the second one. The reviews have come out, and it's just been all over the place, so we're just going to have to see. But we got our first look at Harry Lotley as Harvey Dent in the Joker 2. He seems as if he's going to serve a role in the movie, which is interesting. And Lady Gaga says that she wouldn't describe Joker 2 as a musical. She said the music is a way to give the characters a way to express themselves because the dialogue just wasn't enough. That's coming from Deadline. I believe Todd Phillips also said the same thing. Something along those lines, that like the dialogue wasn't enough, so we just gave them music to sort of play around with. Again, a bit weird as to why they're doing this with a Joker movie, but we're just gonna have to wait and see on how that turns out. But Joker 2 debuted rotten at 59% on Rotten Tomatoes with 41 reviews after the film was screened at the Venice Film Festival. Very interesting. Obviously, I don't really take into account with Rotten Tomatoes. I think all the reviews can easily be paid for. You have no idea. We've seen the likes with Rebel Moon that people will literally review bomb everything and make it seem as if it's this horrible thing, which it isn't, but people like to be idiots. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. I think if the score is rotten, I think by the time the movie comes out, I think the audience will love it, and therefore it'll go up. So we're just gonna have to wait and see on that. But Lady Gaga also talked about her experience filming Joker 2. She said, "We'd very often meet in Joaquin's trailer, and sometimes we'd just tear the script up and start all over. It was a really cool, liberating process." Why would you want to tear up your own script? Like, I don't get it. That's just weird. But, you know, I'm not Lady Gaga, so I don't really have an opinion on that. But Joker 2 is long-range tracking to open 115 million to 145 million domestically. If this tracking holds true, the sequel will outperform 2019 Joker, which opened at $96.2 million. This is coming from Box Office Pro. Look, I want it to be successful. DC hasn't had a successful movie in a very long time. Whose fault that is, I'm not really going to say on here. But, you know, I want DC to succeed. And if Joker 2 makes $1 billion, it makes $1 billion, and we move on. It's really, really great. It's really, really fun. We got a new look at the cast of the Penguin on the covers of Total Film, which looks cool. I believe that the first episode is already released. I haven't checked that out yet. I'm going to have to. Well, actually, it hasn't. It premieres on September 19th on HBO Max. So I think what I saw was just a clip from the show that was released. So, my bad. The first episode has not been released yet. But the Batman will not appear in the Penguin, which is weird, considering that this is a Batman spinoff. But we're just going to have to wait and see how this goes. So, the showrunner came out and said, "I understand why people's desire would be to have Batman. Matt's films are through the lens of the Batman, so you're high up looking down on the city. With Oz, you're in the city streets. You're in the grit. It's a different experience." This is coming from Games Radar. I think if you're going to have a Batman spinoff, he has to at least make a cameo. So to have him not in it at all is just weird to me. I don't know how that's going to turn out. But we're just going to have to wait and see. Moving on, Blue Beetle is re-releasing at AMC theaters through September 20th to the 26th in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month. I am definitely going to go try and see this movie again. I loved it. I felt so bad when it was bombing at the box office. I'm Latino, so obviously I'm going to go try and see this. You know, Yolo Maradueña coming back in the DCU as Blue Beetle is just giving me so much pride and joy. Obviously, there's an animated series in the works for Blue Beetle, which I'm so excited to check out. But anyway, James Gunn was asked if Batman and Superman teamed up for a movie in the DCU, what would he call it? And he responded to the fan with World's Finest. I think this is just Gunn giving the fans what they want to hear. I don't know if this would genuinely be the title that he would choose. I feel like for the general audience, if the thing is just World's Finest, it's probably going to confuse some people. That's why I love that Snyder just made it a bit more out there in the open. Like, it's a Batman and Superman movie. It's Batman vs. Superman. Like, he didn't try and put World's Finest in parentheses or anything. It was just Batman vs. Superman. That's what it was. So, look, I'm intrigued to see if we get a World's Finest movie, but I'm not necessarily going to get my hopes up. Anyway, we have some new looks at Peacemaker Season 2. James Gunn revealed in a new social media post that Peacemaker will be getting a new helmet, and I'm sure that he's also probably going to get an upgrade to a suit. So we're just going to have to wait and see about that. I didn't enjoy Peacemaker. I couldn't even finish it. I think it was very juvenile. It didn't really do anything for me. The humor was it just didn't do much for me. So, Peacemaker Season 2 will be coming out, and Gunn did come out and say that it will be releasing after Superman in 2025. So we're just going to have to wait and see on how they handle the character in Season 2. Obviously, there's a new director at the helm. Gunn did come back to direct some episodes, but not all, as he was busy filming Superman. But Vincent D'Onofrio says he's always wanted to play Swamp Thing. Here's the clip.
These days, I don't know why, but I don't know if you guys are into DC like I am. Obviously, I'm into Marvel too, because that's my job. And my comic books, when I was a kid, was Captain America, Spider-Man, Swamp Thing, Batman, and Batman, Swamp Thing, Batman. So Swamp Thing.
So, moving on, I would love to see Chris Pratt in the DCU, and James Gunn has said that he's had discussions with Chris Pratt about joining the DCU. Obviously, he said that they talk about it all the time, and that was coming from My Time to Shine Hello. So I'm very, very intrigued to see how he fits into the DCU. I would have really wanted him as Booster Gold, but obviously that went to Kamal. I always butcher his last name, so I'm not going to say it. But the Batman Part 2. We've been getting some news about it. Let's talk about it. Matt Reeves on the Batman Part 2. He said, "We've shared the script as we've been going along with DC, and they're super excited. It's going to dig into the epic story about the deeper corruption, and it goes into places he couldn't even anticipate in the first one." Listen, I enjoyed the Batman. I didn't think it was the best thing in the world, but I really did enjoy it, especially with that opening monologue. I thought it was awesome. That's coming from SFX magazine. Matt Reeves also came out and said on the Batman Part 2's development, he said, "We are working away right now. I'm really excited. Just taking a short break to see the fun." That came from Twitter. He was responding to a fan. Again, as of right now, it seems as if this movie is going to be coming out in 2026 as they're gearing up to film next year. And I actually have a quote about that. Mattson Tomlin says that they're gearing up the Batman 2 to film next year. He says the bar couldn't be higher. Matt Reeves is a true artist who is operating in a world where sometimes art doesn't really get to flourish. That's coming from Screen Rant. And in other news regarding to the Batman 2, it will shoot next year, and we're finishing up the script now, says director Matt Reeves. Colin Farrell's Penguin is back, but the sequel won't include supernatural villains like Gentleman Ghosts. And this is what Reeves had to say about it. "We would never go into full fantastical. It's meant to feel quite grounded. It doesn't mean that you won't see characters that people love. That's exactly what we want to do. Gentleman Ghosts is probably pushed a bit too far for us to be able to find a way to do. But there is a fun way to think about how we would take these characters that might push over into a bit of the fantastical and find a way to make sense of that." I think this makes no sense. Because in the first movie, he literally takes a bomb to the face when he's using the wingsuit, and he, gets sort of hit. That should be a death impact. He should be dead. So Matt Reeves has already gone fantastical. So as to why we can't just have a movie with these fantastical villains, it's just weird. I want to see Clayface. I want to see, Robert Pattinson sort of be different than what we got, with Zack Snyder. And that's what I would want for the DCU, But then again, I think you're just going to have to find that balance in the DCU of being grounded and taking the story seriously, and then, going a bit fantastical. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you on the next video. Please make sure to subscribe, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts on this news. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care and peace. Hey everyone, I just wanted to pop in here real quick and say that I'm probably not going to be making these videos as long as this one was. That was not my intention at all. This video has taken me 3 weeks to edit. I will probably be making these videos about 10 to 15 minutes now. Probably choosing like 2 subjects to cover. And then we'll just go week by week and cover all the news that has come over in the past few weeks. I am so sorry that I tried to squeeze in so much news in one video. I will catch you on a bit. Take care and peace.